It's almost club meeting time. I wonder if Ani will be coming in today. After her fainting like that, then suddenly waking up and insisting we all leave immediately. Rowan, can you make any sense of this?
She looked scared. Very scared. Ani is usually skeptical, aloof even. But that kind of fear was real. I doubt it was a simple nightmare. She saw something.
But then having us abandon the place, right when we were on the cusp of something.
As I've said before, I've seen enough to know when something is wrong. That wasn't just a fear. Ani saw something, and I believe her.
But what do we do now? Can we even go back in? Is it safe? I wanted to explore all the secrets of the universe, but I didn't want to risk getting us all killed.
Don't jump to extremes so fast. The library gets dangerous. You piss off an archivist, damage a book, shout too loud, or be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Things will go back to normal as you perceived it. We just have to wait for Ani's word.
Fine. Yeah. Say, you've been in our world for about a week now, I want to say? How has it been? I imagine this place isn't very easy on newcomers.
Exhausting, dizzying, but I've learned a lot so far. I'm lucky your world is quite like my own. Though people here normally don't have multicolored hair, it seems. I've been getting stares.
People probably think you're way into anime or something. It happens.
Is that what it's called here? Anyways, I'm glad you have this club space. I was able to keep tucked away and learn a lot. Maybe I'll focus more on your world a bit more once we get back to the library. I have a few things I need answers for. Same as Ani, I think.
Yeah, sure. But she's been different since then, too. Weak, distracted. Hell, she had to get a doctor's note to skip her last test, and she never does that. She's not telling me anything either. It's like her mind is engulfed in a storm cloud, and all I can do is watch it rage on.
Give her time. I'm certain she...
Alright. We're going back.
Whoa! Ani? There's no way in hell you're out of bed yet.
Drop it. We are going back.
Told you.
Okay. Hold on. You were missing tests. You were unable to even get out of your room for almost the entirety of last week. Now you suddenly want to go back?
It's Tuesday. We go to the library on Tuesdays, right?
Well, yeah.
I need answers. Now. We are going back.
Fine, but, who's the new guy?
Oh, right. This is my roommate. He's a chem major. Joining us to hope to eventually not flunk out. Mostly high. Mostly harmless. And I will give that surprisingly insightful when it counts. Lirulin, meet Jin, Lirulin.
So, dude.
Sure. So, who are you?
Tyler Harrow-Charles at your service. You can call me Gene.
Like, as in genetics?
Nah, man. It's 'cause I'm always wearing jeans.
Those are khakis.
Oh, man. Where'd my jeans go?
Great! You guys are best friends now. Let's go.
Fine. Rowan, are you okay with Jean joining?
We need every bit of insight we can get. Let's go.
Hold on, it's just the four of us. Is that enough?
Catalina has a lab and Mars is working late. They said that they would join later if they could.
Wait, a 2 a.m. lab?
It's Van Lott's class. What do you expect?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yo, man. This place is huge. You said it had, like, infinity books, but, like, I didn't think you meant literally. I'm seeing sideways stairs, man.
Huh. Those are new. Guess some things did change while we were gone. Anyways, stay near the known stacks. No wandering yet.
Hey, Ani, are you absolutely sure you're gonna be okay?
Well, I'm not stopping now. I will understand what I saw.
Hey, dude, did anyone else hear? Whoa, man. Is that a ghost?
Shut up for a second, will you? Who are you?
Returned again, you seek the flame, still chasing ghosts, those without name. You, the one who woke too soon. You, the eyes that pierced the hollow moon.
That's cryptic. What do you want?
My name is lost as threads unwind, a warden bound to shelves of mind. I shelve what breathes, I bind what breaks, I guard the path that knowledge takes.
Rowan, do all the librarians here speak in riddles?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
You seek the echo, none forget, a journal bound in deeper debt. It called you once and called you true, now it awaits the breath of you.
A book. You're giving this to me?
3 entries lie in binding deep, each one a secret shadows keep. One truth once known, now veiled in night. One name erased, removed from sight. One path once walked, now split in two. Read them, child, and let them
through. Okay. And she's gone. Just like that. What book did she give me? Journal of the Bound, A Day in the Life.
Spooky. I dig it.
Okay. Are we gonna, like, talk about that or something? Oh, look who made it. Took you guys.
Not now. This is important.
Okay then.
You know what? I'm gonna go with them. They look like they know where the fun is. What are their names again?
Mars and Catalina. Mars is the airheaded one, and Catalina's the excited one.
Sweet. Time to get this party started.
Just stick with them, okay? This place isn't safe to just wander unguided.
Of course. We'll check the next wing over, see if the government's hiding its secrets there. Hey, Mars Bar, Cat Llama, wait for me, man.
Well, that leaves 3 of us. I'm not exactly sure how I feel reading the ghost book, but should we begin?
No. Listen closely.
Not long after starting my reshelving cycle, about 10,000 books in, a certain tome crossed through my hands. This book, unlike all others, compelled me to open it and read. It was average in thickness and make, and was clad in a dark green cover with brownish-orange lettering. It was titled in a language I knew from nowhere and yet understood, Journal of the Bound. I opened it to about the middle by instinct, and inside I found a short description of events I had recently experienced. These stories, while mostly true, have been embellished with an internal experience which was alien to me. These above words were included as the introduction.
The nonfiction section.
A human patron approached me as I was making my way to a spot in need of a cleanup. They asked,
Do you know where I can find the nonfiction area?
I did not know of any areas that went by my name, so I tilted my head to the left while ceasing all other movements. This is a common indication of confusion amongst humans.
It's a library. There must be a nonfiction section somewhere. For research?
In truth, I have heard very similar queries many times, and have never been given a satisfactory answer as to what such an area might specifically contain. Stories, but not made-up stories, or lists of truths, or stories about stories that may or may not be made up. A section to include something must also exclude other things, and I do not understand what stories or material can be excluded by these or similar descriptions. Nevertheless, I do my best each time to guide asking wanderers to a place that may be what they seek. This one in particular decided to be more specific.
I'm researching cross-dimensional migratory birds because I think I followed one in here. Do you know where I could find information about that?
This was a significantly easier task, and much more conveniently solved. I reached over to my right for a scroll on a stand, the contents of which I knew matched the description I was given. The wanderer, rather nonplussed, unfurled the scroll and read it. A very quiet sound escaped from them, just a short breath, and then they smiled and thanked me, saying it was perfect. I don't know why they laughed, but was glad to have caused them to do so. I nodded and left them to their research.
A new book.
I was in the midst of an earlier reshelving cycle when a rather small human approached me. This was relatively unusual, as humans of this type are often unwilling to interact with me for reasons unknown. Perhaps they are simply more competent and well-behaved than their larger counterparts.
Hi, I'm Martha.
I bowed my head in a human show of recognition and understanding. Martha smiled up towards me, another show of recognition. They were holding with both hands a small booklet made entirely of paper, which did not belong to the library and was not a copy of a book of the library. This immediately gained the attention of the archivist framework. An object which was clearly a book, which should not exist within the care of the library, is noteworthy even to them, it seems. Rare even by Infinity's standards.
I made a book.
Investigate the book, came the order from the framework.
Wanna see?
Investigate.
Here.
I accept the thin stack of paper. It has no jacket and was bound together at the spine by small bent metal pins, punctured through the material at intervals. It was tilted in clearly hand-drawn bubble letters. Seeing New Things by Martha Prolepsy. Open the book. I opened it to the first page, which was actually the inside of the cover page. It seemed to be a story about a small creature that lived on human worlds, a mouse. I continued reading as Martha watched. In the story, the mouse thought it had tried every type of cheese that existed. Then it discovered a kind of cheese it had never tasted before. The mouse was happy, knowing there were still cheeses to try for the first time. The archivist's framework was silent. I wondered what power of creativity this child might have to generate a work of fiction which the library did not already store a version of as a consequence of infinity. In the absence of direct orders, I made to hand the booklet back to Martha. However, they refused to take it with a small shake of the head and a smile.
That's okay. You can have it. I think you should put it on a shelf.
They then spun around and walked away, making a sound which was not words but nevertheless conveyed a feeling of contentedness. She seemed so happy and carefree. I was inexplicably drawn to assist. Space and name for this text has been allocated. You may shelve it here. The shelf it belonged on was not near, so I gave the book to a branch of handyman's moss, which would carry it up into the rafters.
The waving page.
I was to be needed in the main hall shortly for a pending emergency regarding an infiltration of magpies. Their intentions had been foreseen accidentally by a trusted patron, as well as their point of entry and combat skills. I was among the 4 docents summoned to await the event, and one of only 2 designated for actually suppressing the intruders. The other 2 were responsible for shepherding wanderers away from the scene and protecting them from any harm that could arise from the fighting. As I passed through one of the large doorways in the hall, I was greeted with a 3-armed wave by Paige, standing near, observing those who entered. This was unusual for several reasons. The first was that librarians have no need to greet one another with physical expressions, as they can be argued to not even be different entities, but articulate extensions of the library. The second was that even if a librarian were to be permanently stationed at point of high wanderer traffic, that librarian would generally be a docent, and their task would not be to greet, but to survey and inspect. The third was the nature of this specific page. It was standing entirely upright, was expressing with its face a human-like smile, and was a rather unique light brown or bronze color. I reached into the biblioweave, searching for the thread of this page so that I might know its task and reasoning. Unusual, the page greeted me directly at the base of its thread.
Hello?
What is your assigned task?
I'm the waving page.
This is not a task.
No, it's my name. You have a name too. I've never met a docent with a name before.
We do not have names. What is your assigned task?
My name is the waving page because I choose to greet wanderers coming and going from the main hall. I like making them feel welcome.
Choose. State your designated task or you will be reported to the chief archivist for deviation from the biblioweave.
I don't understand what you mean. I'm the waving page.
Remain threaded. The archivist framework will be consulted regarding your status.
Do you not know your name? I see it within you. It's a streak in your thread.
We do not have names. We are of one weave. Remain threaded.
You are Van Cell. Hello!
I terminated my connection request to the archivist framework. I felt that this page was correct, and that this was my name, and that it belonged to me as I belonged to the library, each representing the other. I felt that I was very much an individual, and that I was not so much an extension of the library as I had previously believed. Believed? I discovered that there were ideas that I believed, and ideas that I did not believe, and ideas that I did not know if I believed. I felt that I had a past as an individual, that had been forcibly removed from me. I felt that I was being exploited by the system, which I had considered myself to be identical to. I felt. I closed the Journal of the Bound after reading 3 of its entries. I had done my job, which was to confirm that the book possessed no danger to any patrons or librarians, and now proceeded to the site of my next task. The reason the book had made itself known, or that the library had made it known, to a docent, as well as the reason the book was named as it was, could not be discerned, nor were they important. Perhaps I had been significantly damaged in the fight with the magpies earlier this cycle than I had originally self-assessed. The answers were likely in the book itself, as any other answers would have its books to call home, each a part of the other. It wasn't my place to know.
Well, that was different. You know, I honestly thought it would be darker, maybe louder, or like a insane whisper that courses through your bones. But this just sounds like somebody gaining a sense of individuality.
Sometimes the quiet ones cut the deepest. This wasn't a normal story. It felt like a memory or a warning.
Oh. Hold on. 3 entries, each one with a secret. 1 truth once known, now veiled in night. 1 name erased, removed from sight. 1 path once walked, now split in 2. Guys?
Yeah? What's up?
The page. They began to think, to feel, to become someone again. Aren't pages made of the people who broke the library's rules?
Yes, that's how the story goes, at least.
Because my vision last week, this page, its story had just ended. It wasn't just a death, it was unmaking. They were erased not just from the library, but from meaning itself.
Okay, hold on. If that's the case, then how did we just...
You know what? I think we've been here long enough. Let's catch up with the others and not push our luck.
Okay, fine. We can go.
All right. And that's the end of today's episode. So, as we close out, I would like to take this moment to give a special thanks to all the people who made this episode possible. In particular, I would like to thank my many voice actors like Kit, who played the role of Ani, Peach, who played the role of Rowan, John, who played the role of Jean, Echo, who was the librarian and narrator, and both Emily and Serena, who played the story support for the librarian's tale. As well, I would like to thank the musical artist who made all the songs you heard in this episode. We ran through quite a lot of them. They're all made by Kevin MacLeod. You can find his content and more at incomptech.com, or just Google Kevin MacLeod to find his free open source music that you can use. As well, I would like to thank the author of the story that we read today from the Wanderer's Library Wiki. Their name is piano_WL, and they wrote the story Day in the Life. So, thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and we'll see you next time.